Hello students, welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to discuss second year CEC important questions for TSBIE. Tomorrow exam is there. Second year CEC already. Regarding weightage, I uploaded one video a couple of 3-4 days ago. So weightage is over. Now important questions. Here we go. Now the first one is first we discuss LAQs, long answer questions. Okay, 10 mark questions. Explain the salient features of Indian Constitution. Explain the fundamental rights as incorporated in the Indian Constitution. Explain the directive principles of state policy. Describe powers and functions of President of India. Describe the powers of Prime Minister of India. Explain the powers and functions of Indian Parliament. Write about the functions of Supreme Court of India. Describe the composition, powers and functions of Election Commission of India. Examine the characteristics of anti-defection law. Explain the various factors which led to the agitation for a separate Telangana movement. Discuss the formation of Telangana as the new state in the Indian Union. Elucidate the role of JAC in the Telangana movement. What are the difference between fundamental rights and directive principles of state? So these are important LAQs. Now coming to SAQ part, short answer questions, 5 mark questions. Explain any 4 causes for the Indian national movement. Explain the role of the extremist in Indian national movement. Write about the events that took place during the Gandhian phase of Indian national movement. What are the various programs adopted during the non-cooperation movement? Point out the main provisions of the Independence of India Act 1947. What are the important provisions of Government of India Act 1919? Write about election of Vice President and his powers and functions. Explain the functions of Speaker of Lok Sabha. Write about judicial review of Supreme Court. Write about powers and functions of the state governor. Explain powers and functions of the chief minister. Explain the structure of the state legislative council. Describe the powers and functions of the high court. Describe the legislative relations between union and state. Mention the financial relations between union and state. Examine the recommendations of the Sarkaria Commission. Explain the main recommendations of Punshi Committee. Describe the main provisions of the 74th Constitution Amendment Act. Write a brief note on Telangana Panchayat Raj Act of 2018. Explain about Central Election Commission. What is Model Code of Conduct MCC? Describe various anti-corruption laws in India. Elucidate various types of terrorism in Indian context. Explain the provisions of Gentleman's Agreement. Write a note on Telangana movement in 1969. Explain the constitution provisions of AP Reorganization Act 2014. Few more are there. SAQs. We continue now. Write a note on the significance of June 2nd, 2014. Write about Telangana Regional Coordination Committee TRCC. What is smart governance? Discuss the merits and demerits of e-governance. Explain the powers and functions of Lokpal. What is Right to Information Act? RTI. Explain the provisions of the Right to Information Act. Explain any 2 features of Indian foreign policy. Write a note on the role of non-aligned movement. Describe the powers and functions of General Assembly. What is the composition of the Security Council? Describe any two powers and functions of it. Briefly describe the powers and functions of the Secretary General. Define corruption and describe its forms. Okay, now VSAQs, very short answer questions. Each one carries 2 marks. So I read out the VSAQs now. This is the last section, last part. Moderates in Indian national movements, methods of extremist, Simon Commission, Civil Disobedience Movement, Minto Marley Reforms Act, Constituent Assembly, Drafting Committee, Rigid and Flexible Features of Indian Constitution, Universal Adult Franchise, Right to Equality, Right to Freedom, Right to Religion, Gandhian Principles, Socialist Principles, any 4 fundamental duties, right to constitutional remedies, composition of electoral college, difference between ordinary bill and money bill, write about the composition of Union Council of Ministers, legislative powers of President, national emergency, constitutional emergency in a state, mention any 4 powers of Lok Sabha Speaker, composition of Rajya Sabha, composition of Lok Sabha, state executive, any 2 legislative powers of the governor, composition of state council of ministers, discretionary powers of the governor, appointment of chief minister, legislative assembly, legislative council. Okay, these are the VSAQs, important VSAQs. So first I gave you LAQs, then second part SAQs, and the last one is VSAQs. These are very important. Second year CEC Civics examination, political science. Tomorrow you have exam, okay? And write neatly. Side headings are very important. Underline the side headings. And LAQs you have to write 2 pages, okay? SAQs 1 page, LAQs 2 pages you have to write, and VSAQs 3-4 lines enough, okay? 4 lines, 4-5 lines enough. VSAQs, okay? In this way, take care of the word limit also, okay? All the best. I hope that this video is very useful to you. Thanks for watching my videos. Meet again very soon with another interesting topic. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Jai Hind.